Hey guys, Dantix here. Anthem is at our doorstep, the next exosuit-based looter shooter from Bioware, and many of you will be able to play it very soon. This video will be covering the misinformation flying around about scummy business practices, the brand new social hub feature called the Launch Bay, highlights from the IGN VIP demo coverage, and more. Tomorrow I'll be heading over to Japan for an Anthem event, so expect an absolute ton of information on the full game next week. But first, the Anthem competition's almost over, guys. What are you doing? Getting before you miss out on getting yourself a copy. Link below. If I reach 100,000 subscribers, which I'm so close to, I'm throwing in another free copy. And I'll most likely be giving out even more down the track, so keep your eyes peeled. Also, I've been giving away codes for the VIP demo on Twitter, so be sure to check that out. People are a little worried that the Interceptor has a lot of risk late game. Well, check out this legendary item that dropped at the San Francisco Game Changers event and posted by Jesse Anderson of Bioware. It increases the strength of the aura the Interceptor gets from comboing by 40%, and defeating an enemy with melee restores 20% of its health, which is called armor in Anthem. Those two abilities alone on this piece makes it so getting in close and dealing with the additional spawns is quite a viable strategy in hard fights. You can peel off a boss and go clean up the little guys to restore your health. 40 and 20% are not small amounts, and it means that the melee Interceptor with this and another item we have seen around restoring shields will be extremely viable late game. Please note, we see a 25% increase of luck in the infusions. We haven't heard anything about luck just yet, but my assumption is that it increases the drop chance and perhaps modifies some kind of critical hit. So let's talk about the misinformation flying around. I don't want to point any fingers, but there is a video going around that's been shot to me multiple times that implies that the demo is different to the full game, that Anthem is complicit in practicing some scumminess. Now, I have nothing against whoever made this video, decent content creators in a lot of their videos, but not everything is accurate, and it's pretty misleading. Assumptions based on one snippet of a Twitter post. First, the developers have openly explained, a month before the demo's release, mind you, that they have fine-tuned certain things in the demo and they will be different from the full game. They did not hide that fact. They are being transparent like they have always been with this game and what you're getting. There will be a few differences in the demo. One, it's shorter than the full game. You'll only have a small section of the game to play. Two, you start relatively in the middle of the experience. Three, the balance will be different. Four, the economy will be different. And five, it's over a month less bug fixes. The main points that they focus on was, well, the balance will be different and the economy will be different. So people have been twisting this around and making it seem like a bad thing, that the balance is changed so people will have more fun before they jump into the full game, which will be some kind of machine to separate you from your money. Why would they do that? Why would they balance it to be less fun in the full game? If the game isn't fun, then people won't play it or spend money because there is no pay for power mechanic. The demo will be tuned differently because you have a shorter time to play, so within that shorter time, they want you to be able to try a lot of features the game has to offer. They want you to try new skills, new javelins, and new areas, and you can't do that in a short demo if they kept everything the same. It's actually pretty ridiculous to think a game as big as Anthem could have a demo that shows you a good snippet of what to expect within only a few hours. Now, the main point these people have made is that the economy is different. This is what actually blows my mind. Like, I can't fathom how they reached this point without doing some mental gymnastics. Look, I understand being skeptical about microtransactions. I am too. But when talking about a demo, how can it be the same as the full game? Think of it logistically. Are they going to let people spend real money on a demo only for it to be wiped when the full game comes out? Really? That's what you want? Of bloody course it's going to be different. My god, the demo starts you off with some currency to spend on items. Currency that you would have had to earn with challenges, missions, and playing with friends up to that point in the game. Since you won't get that much time, they give it to you so you can at least try what it's like to use the vanity system. Look, it's not completely innocent. They want you to try it so come the full game, you know what to expect and might not be adverse to loosening your wallet and buying some cosmetics that you liked. But it's not like they're deceiving anyone. Statements are thrown around like disgusting behavior, but it's obvious these people haven't been following the game and the developers closely. They just took one tweet and made judgments before knowing the full story. If they did, they would have seen the developers explain the reasoning many times. I'm all for scrutiny, but I don't think punishing developers for being transparent, honest, and open really helps anyone. It encourages them to go back to being closed off and not informing us of what to expect before we buy. Keep in mind, the demo will be free for everyone to play on Feb 1st. Free. They're not forcing you to pre-order or buy the game to try it. That's the opposite of disgusting. They are not giving you a different game, they are showing you snippets of what to expect. That is what a demo does, it demonstrates. Reviewers will not be reviewing the demo. This is completely and utterly misleading. Reviewers will be judging it based on the full game, so all points noted are completely nullified. Now, I can't vouch for how good the reviewers will act, and I'm sure some will be shocking, but let's move on to something more positive. The developers have just added a new feature to the game, a feature they didn't think would get in at release, the launch bay. What is the launch bay? Well, think of it as a social hub. If you're sick of using Fort Tarsus, you can travel here and meet up with your buddies. In the bay, you can use the forge, reload, and grab new contracts. Hanging out with your buddies, you say, how many? 16. Yeah, up to 16 of your friends, new and old, can hang out together and compare notes on shiny new javelins or so forth. Since you can't get any traditional story-related missions here, you will need to head back to the fort, but this seems like the area to hang out endgame, as contracts and strongholds will be able to be accessed from here. I love this addition. The devs heard us saying we want a social area to hang out with without having to go into free play or into a mission. A place to meet up and check each other's cool suits out, or just chill while we wait. We won't be able to try this in the demo, as the demo's a 6-week-old build, but we will be able to check it out in the full game come early access February 15th. In regards to the demo, there are a few things you should know. First, if you play the VIP demo, you can jump right back in during the public demo and continue where you left off. The demo has roughly 6 hours of content with 3 missions, a stronghold, and unlimited free play. You'll start with level 10 and be capped at level 15. At level 12 though, you'll unlock your second javelin, in which you can choose from the remaining 3 as you start with just the ranger. So IGN got to try out the VIP demo before any of us, and here's a good chunk of information I want to share with you all. First, this here shows how you can unlock vanity items. In the demo, you'll be given 100 coin to play around with, and they want you to be able to buy stuff and have a look at it and use it within the short window that you'll have. It seems like some cosmetics can only be unlocked through challenges. Challenges are like kill a certain amount of enemies with your blast missile. I really like that feature. It'll let you show off your achievements to your friends and to your strangers, and the vanity system won't be there just to show off how much you've spent. In one of the live streams, the devs stated they're looking at adding specific vanity items for completing world events. So I envision themed events around, say, Christmas, which has you unlocking a Santa suit, for example. This is one of the graphics, the vinyls that you can unlock. This one costs 25, and I actually think most in the demo are locked at 25. It can be applied to all 4 javelins. As you may already know, customization in Anthem is crazy intensive. You can pick the specific fabric of each section of your javelin, which can be customized as well down to exactly what color you want. In this case, they customize the primary paint job, which has the aged metal applied to it. In this case, you can only choose metallic colors, else the lighting system would mess up for those who understand 3D graphics. But other materials can use the full color wheel. Yes, you can make a fully golden suit if you wanted to, in all its shiny glory, and then I guess you can tell people to bite your shiny middle ass, or you could find your favorite pop culture avatar, use the eyedropper tool in Photoshop, list the codes out, apply it to your Anthem javelin, and have fun. Really, the ball is in your court creatively. So Destin gave us a good look at the difficulty select screen. To recap difficulties, the higher difficulty you go, the better loot will drop, but also the higher damage and health the enemies will have. So easy has no bonuses. Normal has a 100% increase to enemy damage and health and a 50% increase to drop chance. Hard, enemy damage and health is increased by 300%, but you have an increased drop chance of 100%. Grandmaster 1, which is unlocked once you hit max level, is a 700% increase of health and damage and an increase of 150% to drop rate. Grandmaster 2 has an increase of 1500% to enemy damage and health and an increased drop rate of 200%. And finally, Grandmaster 3 has a 3100% damage and health increase, but a 250% increase of drop rate. Keep in mind that drop chances are based on what you can get at your current level, but going from normal to hard will triple the enemy difficulty, and going from hard to Grandmaster 1 will more than double it. It would be crazy to speculate on these numbers, but we've seen the power of items, and this increase is probably needed to keep up with just how powerful you may become. While we're on the topic of difficulty, Destin is no amateur video game player, as much as Twitch likes to tease, yet he, and in fact everyone playing through the stream, struggled on hard difficulty. The final boss in one of the missions, the Elite Luminary, is a mech-like scar contraption that has 5 bars of armor. It took the whole team of 4 focusing their fire to bring it down, but it took over 12 minutes due to how often the team almost completely wiped and how much they had to run, regroup, take down additional enemies that spawned, and the time they spent repairing their team. Hard will not be easy, guys, and I'm sure after you spend a bit of time with the game, get better, you'll find it easier. But at launch, most of you will have a challenge. And it might just be because of bad teammates. I mean, you might have someone that does what Jen did, die, get repaired, then charge right into the middle of the boss for the lols. Guaranteed there'll be people trying to make Leroy Jenkins videos. Now, the higher ranked the enemy, the harder it will be to apply status effects to them, but that doesn't mean you can't combo, which is huge information. Look here, the Ranger throws a frost grenade. It doesn't freeze, but it still gets the combo when he follows up with a detonator ability. That means, sure, you might not get the effect of stopping the enemy in its tracks when this game doesn't apply their status, but you can still bring that skill along to hard fights and it can still be very useful. Yet another reason why the Storm isn't useless late game, and if you want to hear more about that, my last video. Here is a quick view of how the Bulwark Point stops projectiles hitting you, even from elite enemies, and I can see how this would be more useful in fights than its other support ability, which raises weapon damage in, well, many cases. Another great view is when you'll unlock component slots. To unlock your second, you need to be level 14, which is basically halfway through the max level. From then on, it's 16, 22, 24, and 30, so you start unlocking them at a rapid pace once you're stronger, but at least at the start, you'll need to make critical choices in what kind of bonuses you want on your Javelin. In this case, Destin has on a component that helps with ammo by increasing all ammo amounts by 5%. Speaking of loot though, it was mentioned that loot drops based on your pilot level, so if you decide to help a friend who's well below your level, drops will still be suiting you. So you'll be able to get in, help a friend, and still get rewarded. When you're low on health and shields, after a short time of not taking damage, you'll start to regenerate. Shields fully regenerate, but you can see that health does a little bit too when you're critically low. You won't be left on nothing, basically, but it's still a good idea to get those health drops. We see Destin freezing an elite enemy, then running around to the back to its weak point. It does a lot more damage, so it seems like you need to be at least a little bit more strategic when taking on some enemies. After some missions, Destin took to free play on normal difficulty. Within a few seconds, he found a hidden chest out in the world. This one actually rewards him with a rare. So free play will not only be the best way to find crafting materials, but will be good for exploration. I want to leave the IGN VIP demo playthrough at this, the explosive sniper. You'll notice it charges up, then unleashes an explosive round. When it hits the Ursic's weak point, it seems to do a lot of damage. Keep in mind this is on normal, but still quite damaging. Do note that Destin runs out of ammo very quickly as it only carries 5 rounds. This will be one of those weapons that, if you really want to get the most out of it, you'll need to stack weapon damage and ammo on your components. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back tomorrow streaming the VIP demo and we'll be giving away keys. If you can't make it to Twitch, I'll be uploading my impressions to YouTube after. Then, literally right after uploading, I'll be jumping on a plane to Japan and we'll be bringing you tons of content next week, and frankly, I'm super excited for it. So you know what to do, guys. Really love the support. YouTube rewards content creators with lots of likes, comments, and views, so just being around and active does wonders for me. Though shoutouts to those who went the extra mile, my Patreon supporters at the end of this video. If there's anything in particular you want to see or know more about, let me know in the comments and I'll try to get them answered. Until next time, ciao.